challenges for insurance organisations and fund managers in the financial services industry are really wide and varied. They face regulatory headwinds, and in recent years, insurers have been subject to a broader principles-based regulatory focus on culture, conduct and accountability. To acquire, retain and grow customers and members, there's a significantly increased need to understand these individuals in a much deeper way than current, and to provide more personalised engagements and interactions. With better understanding of members and customers, improvements can be made in customer journeys, member experience, share of wallet, marketing ROI, cost to serve and revenue per member or customer. The clear message from regulators is that the financial services companies must get their house in order, be proactive in understanding what's happening internally, and that a defensive and reactionary approach to regulation could really leave companies exposed. In Australia, ASIC and AFTA, for example, are very active in this space. But utilising the AI-based capabilities of conversation analytics, insurers and fund managers can now maximise their risk governance by analysing 100% of their customer interactions. With our advanced sentiment and acoustic analytics capabilities, the ability to analyse customers under duress, where potential overzealous selling activities occurred, is now very real. This allows insurers and fund managers to forensically ascertain their levels of compliance, understand where risk is realised, and use data-based insights to make significantly better informed decisions around their risk frameworks. So using Call Journey's solution, connecting the audio conversation data from the insurer or the fund manager's voice interaction environment into their analytics ecosystem, these organisations can do things now like creating predictive NPS analytics for every voice interaction to significantly enhance member and customer insights. So, we know that, for example, many customers won't hang on to a call after they've spent minutes and minutes talking with their provider. They won't hang on to do a post-call survey. So we know that when you get post-call survey data, it's typically skewed. More effective to use conversation analytics to get NPS assessments on every interaction. Also, from thousands of customer conversations, you can supercharge their customer journey strategy by being able to define and manage new segments and cohorts and behaviours. And with voice data being added to the data mix, you can gain insights into triggers and events to improve marketing ROI, increase revenue per customer by better understanding buying opportunities via conversations. Also, you can assess customer sentiment across contact channels, with voice data playing an integral part in that. And as I said before, automating QA processes to assess 100% of voice interactions to manage conduct, culture and compliance is just super crucial for insurers. Being able to track real-time agent engagement via voice and emotion and sentiment analytics is important. Also creating more effective predictive fraud assessments. So, for example, at a claims time, being able to understand was that claimant fraudulent or not, and ascertaining the context of voice calls re certain key events like coronavirus, for example. In fact, that's a great example. We know that some of the biggest impacted sectors from our global health crisis are banks, credit unions and insurers, and we know that our insurance and fund management customers are seeing significant increases in their customers facing financial hardship, asking for deferments, policy restructuring, and even complete policy distress. Artificial intelligence is likely to play a major role in protecting against and responding to the crisis, enabling insurers and fund managers to implement policy restructuring efforts that ultimately will achieve better outcomes with more satisfied customers and obviously revenue protection. So take the example of a typical insurer or fund manager in the current environment. They know their customers are calling about COVID-19 and its impact, but what they don't know is who's called, why, how many, how often, what's the context of those calls. And to be honest, putting it grimly, they can't get a quantitative and qualitative handle on customer exposure. How do you triage and remediate a distressed customer base without first being able to forensically analyse the impact and to who, how and why? With conversation analytics, the industry can now speed up the remediation process by triaging the base and understanding what effort to put and where and first, and what priorities. And in effect, it's customer segmentation by levels of duress, for example.